So it's been a while since I've last just talked to the camera and journaled. So given that it's been half a semester really since I've done that, and it's my last week here, I figured it's probably a good time to do that. A lot has happened in the course of the last month since Greece and Turkey for spring break. When I got off of Greece and Turkey, all I wanted to do was just keep traveling, keep going to new countries. I'm like, I have a month here. Is there any weekend I can squeeze in, just one more? But given that, I had schoolwork and, we were going to Florence and I still had lots of, day trips I wanted to do out of Rome in Italy, it just wasn't going to happen. Given that, I am so glad that I stayed in Italy. I went to a couple of day trips that, rekindled my love of Italy, and it's absolutely stunning. By the time I leave here, after all of my own travels here with me and my friends, and going on tour with my mom, who I am very excited to see when she comes at the end of this week, I will have a very well-rounded experience here in Italy and have seen so many different places here. Between here and my trip of 3 years ago, Italy's nice. Italy's really nice. It got really busy last week. I was super stressed with finals because most of my classes all had their projects and papers due the week before finals, and so we didn't have to actually have finals, and which is really nice, so we can actually enjoy our last week here, though it made last week hella hard. And now I have to focus on packing. Packing right now, it's actually a lot easier to pack to go back home than it is to come here, because back at home I had to decide what to bring, what not to bring. Did I forget everything? Double check everything? But here, I just need to make sure that everything in my room fits. Look at all the fun stuff I have to pack. Yay! Gifts and breakables. Everything's going away. I'm donating a couple of things which are just like extra supplies I had from, the hotels I stole from. So last week, 2 weeks ago, so my friend Ashita, who's a teammate of mine on Latchkey Kid, my improv team at school, came and visited with 2 of her friends because she was studying abroad in London and their program just let out. And we got dinner twice, and it was so nice to get their perspective as, outsiders coming in, because it's the end of the semester. The magic that is Rome and Italy, has worn off. Do I still love it? Yeah, of course, but it's Rome, and there's plenty of stuff that lately has been, bothering me or whatever. We were walking through a little side street in Monte after dinner, and her friend goes, "This is so beautiful. Look at it. Look at everything. It's just so Italian." And I'm like, this isn't even one of the pretty streets. This is just like the normal, side alley. And I looked at it and I'm like, when I first got here, I was thinking that too. But now it's all normal. And it was just really refreshing to get that perspective again. To get that, little magic back into Rome before I leave. Because I look at everything now and like, I might not see that again. I was past the Piazza Venezia at night where the entire Vittorio Emanuele monument was lit up and like a big wedding cake, and it's stunning. It's stunning at night. And I looked at it and I'm like, I don't know when I'm going to see this again. I don't know if I'll ever see it this way again. It just makes me a little sad. So one of the last times I talked to you, it was about cultural adjustment and culture shock. First month in, I was having a really tough time. Since I last spoke to you, Right after that, I started readjusting to my environment and being on the upward slant of the adjustment curve. I became way more positive and outgoing in my environment, and I loved it. I loved it. I love it in Rome. I realized now if I get lost, I know I can make it back home. You know, I can read buses, I can ask for directions, I know how to work my GPS without Wi-Fi. As long as I make it to Piazza Cavour, I know I can get home. Yeah, the streets are really dirty, but the cobblestone looks beautiful when it's raining. Yeah, I can't speak Italian. I have no idea what anyone's saying, but you know, I can give a non parlo italiano or parlo italiano un po' mi dispiace. It'll be fine. Yeah, I haven't been doing a super good job in my Italian class, but that's because a lot of it is her speaking to us and us speaking rather than reading and writing, and my auditory skills are not as good as my reading and writing skills. But now I'm open to, you know, trying the language. I try, and I've tried to have conversations as well as, you know, now I can order food very well. And whenever I go out with my friends at a restaurant, I'm always the one who has to ask for a table or ask questions because they tell me, Rachel, you're the best at Italian. Which I don't know how true that is, but I'm definitely one of the most willing to try. There was one point in which I was Skyping a lot of people back home fairly frequently. But ever since I got back from spring break, it's been more focused on myself and the people here around me. I connected a lot with new people in Greece who I've been looking more for support here in doing fun things with and getting to know on a personal friendship level. And it's been great. You know, I still, you know, kept up with some people, but I hadn't had as much of an urge. It's not so much for my own need. It's more initiated by, you know, the friends and family home rather than myself, because I really looked that it's about me and my experience in this environment and space. There's only so much I can share and do, you know, via a screen talking to someone. There's so many stories that I want to share with people back home, but I realized an hour Skype call does not do any of it justice. I just want to be able to sit down, look at someone, and laugh together at home over this. You know, when we have hours and hours, and it's not in sparse increments when I can get Wi-Fi. So I'm at the top of the culture adjustment. I consider Rome home. I'm super comfortable here, and you know, I could imagine myself, you know, staying here for a little bit longer and, you know, feeling fine about it. Though it'd be nice if I had people. I'm sure my experiences are very heavily focused on individuals and people because I'm a people person and I love people. So if I lost them, I know I would have a harder time here. But, you know, I do miss home. I'm at a good point where I'm ready to go back and be on a high note. So it's been a fantastic semester, and I've definitely had my ups and downs, and now it's more of just sadness about leaving rather than any homesickness or anxiety that I had in the past. But I know for me, I think what helped the most was connecting to people here in my environment so I can share my experiences with someone physically rather than being tied to something else or somebody else. Of course, first I needed to, you know, really accept myself as an individual and an individual in this environment and realize this is a period of growth for me, and then find people who are also doing the same and, you know, coming into their own as individuals and coming together that way. There are beautiful people here, and I've had wonderful experiences with them. I can't thank them enough for going through this journey with me. It's bittersweet. It doesn't feel super final for me yet, but I think I'm gonna be here for like 10 days with my mom. So it's not super final for me, though it's final for a lot of people. I guess it's not that my time in Rome is ending, it's my time in Rachel's Rome with, you know, this amazing group of people that I'm with. That experience is coming to an end. travels with Rome aren't necessarily over because I'm sharing that with my mom, but my experience here, my experience with these people, my friends, my experience of, finding more about Rachel, that's ending. Sad. I feel like I'm like graduating or something. Okay, that's it for this segment. I think I'm going to talk more about my transformation here and things I love and hate about Rome, but that will be the next video. Alright, ciao friends.